I've never said anything about having a Purple Heart or a Bronze Star with a V device.
You sure about that?
Per the source I have here, you have a Bronze Star with a V. Is that correct?
Yep.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and you might think it's time for another episode of... But no, this story officially broke yesterday, proving that the internet is forever. You can't hide from it. Yes, Tim Kennedy caught lying out of his own stupid yapper, finally, about having a Bronze Star medal with valor, and not only that, complaining that his officer should have put him in for a Silver Star. Wow. So we're going to watch that today. Yes, this story's been blasting out everywhere. I'm sure you guys may have already seen it, but we also got some extra clips that show even some crazier lies about the number of deployments and all sorts of things. Because yes, again, guys, the internet doesn't forget.
That was like 8 years ago, asshole. People don't forget.
So we're going to jump into this thing. Finally, this dude is exposed for real. There is no refuting it. Everybody who was meat riding this dude, trying to do mental gymnastics about how maybe these awards actually existed, game's over for good. Now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely helps the channel. Follow us on Patreon, and we got new merch. We got the new hats in. Go check them out, all right? Let's jump into this thing. Watch this first clip. It is the nail in the coffin. And yes, guys, just to let you know, there's been a lot of Green Berets, I'm talking about me, in the backside of things, working to compile all this stuff to put up official complaints and reports to both Special Operations Command and the Special Forces Regiment and the White House. So yes, they all know. And we're going to cover that in the end. All right, let's jump into it. Watch this first beautiful clip.
I've never said anything about having a Purple Heart or a Bronze Star with a V device.
You sure about that?
Per the source I have here, you have a Bronze Star with a V. Is that correct?
Yep.
Do you mind telling us about what happened there and how you got that?
Oh, pretty straightforward. Like, I think so. There was a bad guy, and bad guy was shooting at us, and I shot him.
Wow, you guys hear that? What an amazing tale of valor. There was a bad guy, and he was shooting at us, and then I shot him. And that's worth a Bronze Star medal with valor, apparently. Now, I know a lot of people, obviously veterans, watch that and go, oh my God, that was such a pathetic reach to lie, because he obviously had no real story to back it up with. But for all of you who don't understand Valor Awards and sort of how difficult they can actually be to get, I'm going to put mine on the screen right now, because yes, I also have them. And mine's actually an ARCOM V, which is one step below Bronze Star Medal with Valor. Mine was actually downgraded from a BSM-V. So why don't you guys take a look at this? You can pause it, actually read it. And again, this is just to show you, juxtapose Tim's story about how he got a Valor Award higher than mine and the actions of what my Valor Award was worth. And also 3 of my other teammates that were involved in that directly, who did more heroic things than I even did, also only got ARCOM Vs. Okay? So you can see how stupid that fucking story actually is. Now, this is obviously very important, because as you saw here, he's been on all sorts of rants talking about how he's never said it, right? Well, we know this is what he's always done. Okay, so he'll do interviews, and guys, I've shown 20 to 25 of these before. He'll do interviews. He'll give a script to the interviewer, who will introduce him as having a Bronze Star Medal with Valor, and he won't refute it. This is the first time out of his own stupid mouth that he's been caught. But not only that, there's even more bullshit stories for us to take a look at today. Our buddy Dave Hookstead actually sent me these this morning, and he actually interviewed Tim a few years back, and man, I can't wait for you guys to see these. Let's talk about this.
I mean, I sometimes just want to list my credentials so people can understand that when I'm saying things, you cannot maybe find somebody on the planet that has more experience in this, from countless tours in Iraq, countless tours in Afghanistan, countless tours to Europe, Africa, South America, counter poaching, counter drug, piracy. Like, I've been doing this for 15 years.
Yeah. Okay. let's like he says there, you won't find a single Green Beret with more experience than this guy. So you guys know he spent basically 2 years active duty SF. He deployed not countless times to Iraq and Afghanistan. He deployed one time to each, 2006 to Iraq, 2008 to Afghanistan, and then got out of the military so he could fight in the UFC and went to the National Guard and never deployed again. So no, he's probably got some of the least experience of any Green Beret when it comes to these types of things. And you guys probably all saw that in his attempt at explaining the Iran and Israel conflict in the video we did a couple days ago. The dude's fucking clueless, right? But at the same time, he is brought onto Fox News as a military expert. Wow. All right. Now let's take a look at another one.
And I'm doing the same thing that all these guys next to me are doing. I guess I'm going to be okay. But then there are other times where, we're surrounded on all sides. There's about 30 of us, and there's 400 or 500 Taliban, and they all have elevated positions, and we're all pretty sure we're going to die.
No, Tim was never surrounded by 400 Taliban. His own teammates came out and basically said everything in his book is a lie, and that Tim basically never even fired a shot in combat. So pretty wild, right? Like, that just keeps coming out of this fucking grifter's mouth. Let's look at another one.
I've been deployed. You name it, I've been there. I think I have 12 passports that are full. 12 like entirely full passports. Like there's no more place to put stamps. So I have Iraq, Afghanistan, of course, North Africa, South America, Europe. Yeah.
So that's wild. I mean, he's deployed twice, so he's got 12 months deployed. I'm not really sure how he filled up that book of passports. I mean, maybe, when he goes around and does fake photo ops at all these places that he's been to. If you guys haven't seen the story about him in North Carolina that the Anti-Hero podcast did on their live last night with one of the combat controllers who was actually there facilitating everything, brutal watch. I recommend you guys go watch that. So again, I want you guys to know that again, it's a concerted effort. There's been hundreds of Green Berets involved. Everybody wants this dude basically tab stripped, beret pulled. This has gone up to pretty much every group sergeant major, these reports with hundreds of Green Beret signatures. Also with all this proof of actual stolen valor here. Okay, it's gone up to Special Operations Command and is going to the White House. So I'll just say this. Knows. Okay. I've talked to some of the highest level people at the White House myself, told them these same stories. They just didn't care. Okay. Because as of now, I'm pretty sure they just think he's kind of a useful idiot. But, so let's take a little trip down memory lane and see all these photo ops and see all of the people that know everything about this guy, but continue to allow him to grift at the White House. Here we go. Yes. Wow. Look at that. Yep, it's all of them, guys. Man, Sergeant Major of the Army. Man, that one's, Sergeant Major Weimer, who is a Green Beret, 100% knows about Tim's stolen valor, and he continues to do photo ops. That's probably the most disappointing of them all. And also, guys, I know all these people, not all these people, but plenty of these people watch my channel. Why? Because they've emailed me. I've talked to them. Also, they leave comments in the channel. So yes, the U.S. Army knows. Yes, Special Forces Command knows. Yes, Sergeant Major Weimer knows. All these people know. They just don't give a fuck because they have no integrity whatsoever, especially you, Sergeant Major of the Army Weimer. Let me just point at you and say, you're the biggest fucking problem out of everybody. I don't really care what you think about that. And yeah, so guys, again, this is beautiful because, again, it's finally out of his own, out of the horse's fucking mouth himself. Straight up lying. Yes, I have a Bronze Star Medal with Valor. And then also, as you saw, I don't know if I put it up yet. Here's the transcripts if you guys want to see from the rest of that interview where he complains about how it's not also it wasn't a silver star. Timmy, you didn't get a silver star for that. Again, dude never did anything in combat. Let's just call a spade a spade. His entire persona is fucking bullshit. It's all made up. And he's been outed by his teammates and now by video evidence. So what more are we waiting for here, Special Forces Command? Also, Brent Tucker said on his live last night, he reached out to Tim directly, sent him that video, and asked him if he wanted to give a official response on the record, and Tim's response was the video won't load. Yeah, buddy. I'm sure you're not aware of what's going on right now. Good one. Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Also, me and Brent Tucker, at least I think he is from what we talked about. Oh, also, guys, tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific time, my live, we're going to have Brent Tucker on, and we'll probably talk a little bit more about this. All right, everybody, take care.